Hello everybody and welcome to the Boxhill Orthopaedics Xray Meeting video guide. Please note there is an online version of this guide that is much more detailed and can be found on the Boxhill Orthopaedics Gmail Google Drive. At Boxhill Hospital, the X-ray meeting is divided into two units simply due to numbers. Tuesday is Unit 1 and Thursday is Unit 2. These are both organised in the exact same way, however have different consultants. The X-ray meeting has two parts to it, a pre-operative part and a post-operative part. The pre-op is for upcoming 2 weeks and is made from the elective booking list. The post-op part is a previous 1 week and includes all surgeries, elective and emergency. It is made from the peri-op tracking tab on the EMR. Firstly, we'll discuss how to make the pre-op list. It is made from the elective bookings list, which is on Teams, and you have to ask a registrar or the senior resident to give you access to it. This is an example of an elective booking list. It shows on Tuesday the 7th of May, the surgeon has an all-day list. This patient is first on the list. They are a category 2A with their UR and name inputted here. They are for a left total hip replacement and their pre-admission clinic was on the 18th of the 4th. At Boxhill Hospital, the X-ray meeting, ward lists and audits are made on FileMaker. FileMaker is a software that is used to organise patient files and can be used to collate them for different reasons. It is found on one computer in the hospital. Often, when you get to FileMaker on the computer, this is the screen you may see. This is the ward list of current active inpatients. Click on the top right Go Back section to get to this page. This is one patient's encounter, but also the home screen of FileMaker. On the right hand side here, we can toggle between different views, the ward list or the Unit 1 and Unit 2 X-ray meetings, pre-op and post-op. To create the Unit 1 pre-op, we must first go and find out which dates we need to include for our X-ray meeting. Unit 1 X-ray meeting is on a Tuesday. The pre-op arm includes the following 2 weeks, from a Wednesday to Tuesday week. For an example, if the X-ray meeting was on Tuesday the 1st of the month, it would include operations from the 2nd until the 15th. This patient here has a UR number of 123456. We can go to FileMaker and press Find, typing in the UR number. If the patient already has a file on FileMaker, we should add a new condition for the upcoming surgery. You can toggle between conditions by the boxes highlighted here. If the patient does not already have a file on FileMaker, we must add a new patient. Once we've added a new patient, we must fill in all the details. These are quite self-explanatory and are included in an example like this. This patient here has all the details filled in from both the elective bookings list as well as the EMR. The surgeon operating should be gained from the elective operating list. It is important to make sure that they have their unit correctly entered. The big yellow box here is important for the operation. It is all drop-down boxes. If someone has osteoarthritis on the right hip, you include these in the boxes here. Their admission date should also match the operation date. And the operation will be a hip replacement that is hybrid. Of note, all knees are cemented and all total hip replacements are hybrid. In the prosthesis notes here, it's important to include the date of the last X-ray a patient has, as well as the date of the pre-admission clinic. The outcome box is crucial for changing a patient's active location on FileMaker. These are the options you see when you click on Outcome. If they're ticked as an inpatient, they will exist on the ward list. If they are ticked as a pre-op, they will exist on the pre-op list, as long as the unit is correct. If someone is removed from the pre-op list, change their outcome to a waiting date. Next is the list time. In the example we saw before, the surgeon had an all-day list. The order on the elective booking list is done in the appropriate order for surgery. To find the registrar allocated to a list, you should ask a registrar for the upcoming roster. This will allow you to put the right registrar to the right consultant's operations. This X-ray meeting box here is automatically ticked on all new patients. This is used for the post-op X-ray meeting. It should be unticked if you are adding someone to the pre-op meeting. The comment section here is an overview of the patient. It has a very simple format: age, gender, for operation title, for what indication. SB stands for seen by, the consultant and the last date they were seen in clinic, their past history and their social history. This information can all be gained from the EMR from the outpatient clinic. If it is not an EMR, it may be in CPF. Once we've done this, you don't need to press save, it automatically is on the system. You can now click on Unit 1 Pre-Op and the patient should be there because they have Ortho 1 in the top right box and the outcome is clicked as Pre-Op. This is an example of the Pre-Op list. Things to ensure that are here are the registrar's name, as well as that left total hip replacements are hybrid and total knee replacements are cemented. When planning for an operation, a patient should have their x-rays or imaging within 6 months of the operation. Sometimes patients have their imaging done externally. Often this is commented on in the outpatient clinic. To get this imaging sent across to Boxhill Hospital, go to the intranet, Departments and Services, then under M, go to Medical Imaging. The box on the right will pop up. Fill this in and click Submit. It is the equivalent of a hub and spoke at other hospitals. Importantly, if a patient hasn't got any imaging on our system and there's nothing documented, it might be important to call the patient and ask them if they've had an x-ray and where they've had it, and then proceed to get it transferred across to us. The post-operative list is easier to make than the pre-operative list, as often the patients are already entered on FileMaker. To find the patients who had surgeries in the last 7 days, go on to EMR and then periop tracking. In the top left, filter by BHOR the last 7 days. This will bring up all operations in the past 7 days in all theatres. Unfortunately, it is ordered by theatre and not by surgeon or by time. The best way to go through this periop tracking list is to go via the column that says surgical consultant, then scroll down and recognise any orthopaedic consultant and make sure that the operation is entered on FileMaker. On the FileMaker, as listed before, it is important to tick the box that says X-ray meeting. If a patient has the X-ray meeting box ticked, as well as their unit being correct, Ortho 1 or Ortho 2, they will be present in the post-op meeting. Common mistakes in the post-op meeting include the consultant's name being the on-call consultant, rather than the consultant who actually performed the operation. Completing the X-ray meeting. Once you are satisfied that the pre-op and post-op lists are correctly entered on FileMaker, you can print off a PDF. Send this to your registrar and go through it with them. They'll often have some advice on things to change or update. On the day of the X-ray meeting, it is also important to touch base with Kayla and Sally, the booking staff, to find out if there have been any last-minute changes to the elective bookings coming up. When you're ready to send the X-ray meeting, go to the Boxhill Orthopaedics Gmail. In the recipients, type in Tuesday email list or Thursday email list, which will auto-populate the consultants and all appropriate staff members. In the bottom right-hand corner, click the 3 dots. Click Template and the appropriate template for either Unit 1 or Unit 2. Attach the trauma list, pre-op list and the post-op list. Once you've sent the email, print 10 copies of each the pre-op, trauma list and post-op. Staple this list in the same order and bring it with you to the X-ray meeting room. To set up for the X-ray meeting, it is found in room 1.2 in the theatre tutorial room. This is 10 metres past the Mayo change rooms in the theatre area. The control panel in the front corner of the room will be used to set everything up. Go to this control panel and make sure that the projector is on PC as well as display is on PC. Once you've done this, log in and ensure that you have opened up Zero Viewer, Zoom and external imaging as required. The mouse and the keyboard should either be found on the front table or next to the window. Sometimes the computer will not be turned on. This is a small box in the cupboard shown. To set up Zoom, open up the Zoom link on the computer and make sure that the audio is not used on the computer. On the phone on the desk pictured here, dial 0, then the Victorian number from the Zoom link you've sent out and press the green button to dial. Follow the instructions. You will need the email sent out via Zoom. You are now all set up. Consultants will arrive by 5 p.m. with the SRMO running the X-ray meeting. Good luck and thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to use the online version on the Boxhill Orthopaedics Gmail, which is more detailed and guides you through each step for any concerns you might have.